Welcome to Politics Nation. I'm Al Sharpton. Tonight's lead, truth and consequences and the Romney campaign. For months, we've witnessed the Romney campaign's brazen distortion of the truth. Campaigns tell us a lot about the candidate, what kind of person they are, and what kind of president they might be. The truth matters. Too often in this campaign, Mitt Romney just hasn't been straight. A week ago, the Romney campaign released this ad slamming President Obama for something he said at a Virginia fundraiser. Quote, "If you got a business, you didn't build that." Romney is trying to push the old right-wing line that the president only believes in government and doesn't understand the private sector. The problem is, Romney edits out a significant portion of the speech and totally distorts the president's point. The president was arguing that the government can help job creators, not that it's the only key to job creation. The Romney ad is deceiving and is wrong, and yet it's become a staple of his campaign. At a fundraiser in Oakland last night, the president called him out on it.
Earlier today, Governor Romney was at it again, knowingly twisting my words around to suggest that I don't value small businesses. Now, look, in politics, we all tolerate a certain amount of spin, although, when folks just omit entire sentences of what you said, they start kind of splicing and dicing. You may have gone a little over the edge there.
A little over the edge there. Romney is now running on this distortion, but now details are emerging that undercut his message. Check this out. This is Jack Gilchrist, a New Hampshire business owner, better known as the star of the Romney ad. What you don't know is that his business received $800,000 paid of tax dollars, according to press reports in New Hampshire. And here's Mitt Romney yesterday, meeting with small business owners at a roundtable event. Just look at that sign behind him. We built this. But right next to Romney is Jim Burrow, the CEO of a company that got more than $41,000 worth of federal contracts, and Philip Ramos over there on the right. His company got more than $11 million in federal contracts. Folks, you can't make this up, but there's more. In Boston, last week, Romney declared a local auto repair shop was, quote, not the result of government. But it turned out that the owner was only able to build his business because of a bond issued by the local government. But here's hypocrisy defined. ABC uncovered video of Romney touting federal money he got for his crowning achievement, the 2002 Olympics.
We actually received over $410 million from the federal government for the Olympic Games. That is a huge increase over anything ever done before. We did that by going after every agency of government.
The truth is negotiable for Governor Romney, and that's something we should all be concerned about. The American people deserves better than that. We deserve the truth. Joining me now is Joan Walsh, editor-at-large with Salon.com and an MSNBC political analyst, and Jonathan Capehart, an opinion writer for the Washington Post and an MSNBC contributor. Joan, you were there last night when the president said Romney is over the line with this. This seems different. What do you make of it?
Well, I think the crowd was so happy to hear it, Reverend Al. I mean, the president came out, he seemed a little bit tired, and that crowd was on fire, and they revved him up. And he just got stronger and stronger in hitting back against Governor Romney, calling him out by name, talking about him slicing and dicing. His words assuring the audience, not that we needed it, that he, of course, values entrepreneurship, values people who build business. And then he really turned around and he stuck it to Mitt Romney himself and said that, in fact, it's Romney who doesn't understand what it takes to succeed. And it really is shaping up, I think, Reverend Al, to be kind of the core decision of the campaign, whether we have a view of America where, success comes because we let rich people do whatever the heck they want, keep all their money and maybe trickle some stuff down onto the rest of us, or whether we agree, as the president does, that we don't grow from the top down, we grow from the middle class up, that the government has played a role in all of our lives, whether it's educating us, housing loans, building homes, building roads, et cetera, and that we're all in this together. And I think the president has really found his voice in a way, thanks to Romney picking on him so unfairly with this little snippet.
And
he
keeps bearing down on this message, Jonathan, on CNBC. Here's Governor Romney yesterday on CNBC doubling down on his claim that the president is anti-free enterprise.
This is an ideology which says, hey, we're all the same here. We ought to take from all and give to one another, and that achievement, individual initiative, and risk-taking and success are not to be rewarded as they have in the past. It's a very strange and, in some respects, foreign to the American experience type of philosophy.
Jonathan, does it matter that Romney's distorting things and taking things out of context? Will this matter?
Well, it will matter in that it gets the whole conversation back on Mitt Romney's turf. All last week, all the last couple of weeks, we've been talking about Mitt Romney's tax returns, his experience at Bain, in a negative light. And all during that time, Mitt Romney was not able to go on the offensive and attack the president in the ways that he wanted. By taking the president's comment out of context and in the way he's doing it, it's very easy for people to understand and very easy to manipulate the message. Mitt Romney gets the conversation back on his terms. But, we all should not be surprised that Mitt Romney is doing this. His campaign signaled that this was going to be sort of standard operating procedure earlier this year when they took a quote from then-candidate Obama quoting Senator McCain, his 2008 rival, at a campaign rally. Remember, he was quoting Senator McCain, but in this Mitt Romney ad, Romney put those McCain words into Obama's mouth.
Yeah, in the ad, he did not say this was President Obama quoting McCain. He played it as if this was President Obama speaking for himself.
Right, a direct quote, and that's and there was a lot of pushback on that from obviously the Obama campaign, but also those of us in the media who instantly saw that this was patently unfair and patently untrue, and yet the Romney campaign just sloughed it off, saying, well, we did tell you somewhere in the paperwork that this was edited thusly.
But Jonathan, is the political strategy here is that once they throw it out in the public, it's out there, and if they take it back, most people don't know they took it back. It's already out there in the public mind.
Exactly. And so that's why you have President Obama from the campaign trail out there on the stump pushing back on this, one, because it's a message to easily manipulate, but also because the president has a good argument to push back against that distortion.
Now, Joan, there's also the latest distortion. There's another one. From Romney, according to Mitt Romney, Australia's foreign minister, Bob Carr, told him foreign leaders are saying America is seen as a failing nation. Quote, America is just one budget deal away from ending all talk of America being in decline. Except, it turns out Foreign Minister Carr was actually expressing his confidence in the U.S. economy. A spokesman for Carr told the National Times of Australia, quote, that interpretation is not correct. Now, how can we expect him to be straight in any of his dealings, Joe?
Well, I think that's just such a shocking example, Reverend Al, and one of the worst examples, really, of how low he's going to go in this campaign, because really to use a foreign leader's comments against our president, I mean, that would be the definition of just a terrible, treasonous thing if a Democrat ever did it. If a Democrat said the French don't like George Bush, well, that would be a badge of honor on the Republican side. But they think they can get away with using any kind of ammunition they can against the president. One, this is false, but two, why would it seem like a good idea to say some other leader doesn't like our leader? I mean, aren't we proud of our country? Aren't we proud of our leader? So it's just anything goes. And this larger narrative about, not getting help, and it's hilarious. It's campaign malpractice that they keep coming up with these guys, and I think they're all guys, coincidentally, who've gotten government help. And that's because so many people have. They may not know it, they may not admit it, but this is the way our government helps businesses. Yeah. And so they can't even stay on message within their own campaign.
No doubt about it. Joan Walsh, Jonathan Capehart, thank you both for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks, Fred.
Ahead, what our brand new NBC poll reveals about the president's campaign message and Mitt Romney's trouble with taxes. Plus, a stunning admission from Republicans promoting a voter ID law in Pennsylvania, reminding us the real reason they're pushing it.
Voter ID, which is going to allow Governor Romney to win the state of Pennsylvania. Done.
And Jackson family turmoil. How are Michael's kids? Where's Katherine Jackson? We'll talk exclusively with Randy and Janet Jackson. You're watching Politics Nation on MSNBC.